Hello and welcome to my first video on how to make minigames. I'm gonna post a video on me building the lobby. That's what this part is here. And we're gonna start off by making, I don't know, a race minigame. Let's do. Wait, actually no, I'm gonna get right to scripting. So first off, I'm gonna set how many players I want before the minigames actually start. So I'm gonna set it to 2 players, and I'm pretty sure that's all I need. So now we're gonna do an infinite loop, a while true do loop. And now I'm gonna check if there are 2 or more players in the server, then we're gonna start the mini games. If there aren't, then we're going to tell all the players that there aren't enough people to play. Well, 1 player, since we only need 2 to start. So if game.players, the property of players is num players, which is how many players are in the server, is greater or equal to 2, or actually num players, then now I'm actually going to create a function here for displaying messages. And for now I'll just print the text. So I'm going to do message, there are enough players to start the games. And now we're going to do an else. If there's only 1 player in the server, then we're going to let them know, or her know, that there are not enough players to start the games. Now from here, well, let's test it. Oh, I forgot to wait. I think it's gonna crash. Yeah, it crashed. Dang. Oh, hey, break. Sweet. Alright. I'm gonna go add a wait right now. There we go. There are not enough players to start the games. Now if I change num players to 1, it should say there are enough players to start the game. Alright. So now I have that done. I'll make it pick a mini game. So I'm gonna do, hang on. I'm gonna create a model in server storage and call it Minigames. And then I'll create another model just for testing, call it Minigame 1. And I'll create a part in it and anchor it. That'll be our first test for a minigame. Now I'm going to create another variable called Minigames, which will be a table of all the minigames in the game. So minigames equals game.serverstorage.minigames get children. So what it's doing here is it's going into server storage minigames, and then it's getting every minigame. So since there's only one, it's just going to be that in a table. So it'll be just like doing this. It's basically doing that for now. Once I add more minigames, or once you add more minigames, it'll change, but you don't, that's just so you know what's going on. So now we're gonna wait a few seconds for them to be able to read the message, and we're gonna do another message choosing a minigame to play. And we're going to wait 2 seconds, but before that we're actually going to choose the minigame. Okay, so what this does is it's going to choose one random minigame. It's always going to end up being that one because we only have one for now. But it's going to choose one random minigame. It's just like doing this. Remember that table we had up here? If we did minigames 1, that would be the first minigame. If we did 2, it would be the second minigame, but we don't have one, so it would error. But it chooses a random one from 1 to the number of minigames in the game. You could set it to 2 if you want, but that's dumb. It won't work too well. Now we're going to clone it and put it into a model. I think I have it in work. No, I don't. And I'm going to call it current minigame. Okay, so here I'm going to concatenate the minigame's name. So chosen.name minigame. So this will tell them minigame chosen, you will be playing the minigame 1 minigame. So I'm going to test it again. Choosing a minigame to play. Minigame chosen, you will be playing the minigame 1 minigame. Alright. So now that that's done, we're gonna put the clone into workspace.current workspace.current minigame. I was looking over here and not where I was typing. Then we're going to do a message teleporting players to the minigame. Alright, so in my minigames, I want to have it so if a person is AFK, there's going to be a GUI on somewhere, and they click on it and they go AFK, or they don't go AFK, or they get back. So I'm going to check, so when a player is added, I'm going to add a bool value, a boolean. And that's going to have it so if it's true, they're AFK. If it's false, then they aren't. Going to set the name to AFK so we know which bool value we're getting if you want to have more than just one. And that's all I need for now. Actually, so this is gonna give them points on the leaderboard. So when you check the player list, that's what gives it the, oh, it's not there. Maybe if I do this, unless I did something wrong. Oh, right, I forgot to call it. Alright, so that should do it. When I press play, I have points there. And then whenever that's updated, 5 points, there you go. So now I'm going to get another function get players. Actually, I'm going to update this line after too. You'll see in a minute. I forgot to explain what we're doing. I'm going to loop through all the players. That's what this does here. And it's going to check if their AFK Boolean value is true. So if V, we're going to check if they have it. Okay, type. So what this does is it checks if they have an AFK value. If they do, it checks if they are AFK. I'll do this if it helps any of you. But just leaving it at that does the same thing. Then we're going to insert them into the players table that we created up here. Now we return players. Alright, so now I need to update this to if get players. If the number of players is greater or smaller than the number of players, then do your stuff. And I'm going to, no, I'll leave it at that. Alright, so now we need to teleport them to the minigame. I'm going to create, or I'm going to move this into workspace and find it. Oh, okay. I'll move it over, just over here. Why is this selection? Oh, okay, so you can, cool. Gonna make it a little less boring and make it green. And that should do it. Now I'm gonna create another model inside this one. I'm gonna call it teleports. Now we make small 1 by 1 by 1 parts, and I'm gonna make them transparent, can collide false, anchored true, actually unjoinable. There. So setting it to unjoinable means that no players will get stuck to them when they get teleported. Alright, I'm back. I was making teleports. So, the first teleport's done. Now it's up to you to decide how many players you want to be playing your game. So, for this, I'll just do 8 players. So I'll make 8 teleports. And that should be it. Alright, it's kind of weird, but it works. Nobody can see them anyways. Okay, so I got the teleports down. Now, I go to teleport the... hang on. Okay, this, you have to set false, or you can do... if not v.afk.value, because before we were checking if they were AFK, then we'll start the mini games, but that's not what we want. So here's what we do. I'll actually make this a variable. That way we can get them all without having to call the function again. And there I was about to put the function again. Okay, now we're going to make sure they didn't leave. If C, then. And we're going to teleport them. v.character move to, or we could do set primary part C frame. So I'm pretty sure the primary part of the character is their head. So let's check. Yeah, it's the head. So we're going to set their... Actually, how tall is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're going to choose a random spawn equals clone dot spawns so this will teleport them to, no, not yet. So this line here chooses a random spawn, just like the mini games here. And what we're going to do is we're going to teleport them 5 studs above the spawn. So since it's their head, we want them to spawn, teleport to the spawn C frame plus 5 studs on the y-axis. Okay, now all we gotta do is delete the spawn with spawn destroy. Well, teleport actually. Clone dot tel. I even messed myself up here. So I'll actually fix it all up so I don't get confused again. And let's test. There are not enough players start the game. What did I do? Okay, so that was the problem. It should have been. Yeah. Oh, okay. What line? Line 36. Choosing a mini. Oh, right. I forgot to move the minigame back in here. Wrong place. In there. And of course, I forgot one. Is that it? Alright, we're good. Okay, so that works perfectly. So I got teleporting the players down, and I think that's enough for today. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll show you how to award points and stuff, how to make your minigame work, and yeah, if I get far enough, if I have enough time to show you, I'll show you how to award points too. And that's all for today. See you in the next one.